Welcome to this video, ladies. I have a very important video, which is basically I want to say, call it similar video as yesterday. But what happened was that in my opinion, I created one very good video yesterday. And then as I wanted to repurpose it, of course, download it and put it also on YouTube. Mistakenly, I clicked on the wrong button and I got to cancel the video. And this is what I hate about Facebook, because how is it that they don't have a two-step for example, canceling videos, and it's kind of crazy. But anyway, that's not a bad news at all, because what I see already is that people got the message yesterday. So you're doing the water challenge, so that's cool. I wanted to do a different video addressing something really important, which again is a similar topic from yesterday, but it's really important in my opinion. Is this thing about that a lot of ladies don't necessarily achieve the results usually when it comes to weight loss and keeping the weight loss, because they frame this completely wrong. They don't have a predictable system for them to be able to understand how long will it take me to lose 5 kilos, 7 kilos, 10 kilos. And if you don't do that, then you kind of like really going without a tactic, without a it's almost like saying I am going to somewhere without a GPS. You have no idea how to get there, how quick to get there, and the journey is gonna look like, right? So as I said yesterday, I want you to utilize some of the tools that we have inside our website if you are in the program. But if you're not in the program, I'll make this available to you. And today I'm going to try to give you some context around what it takes to actually not only know how long it's gonna take you to lose the weight, but also what is the smoother way for you to get there. And this is quite important, again, because it's like when you understand all the puzzle pieces and you put it together, then not only you understand how we do it, but should you be able to do it on your own? That's the one thing that you can start doing today. And of course, all you really have to do is really comment down below the calculator, which is basically our tool that I'm gonna show in a second up here. Now let's see if I can start sharing my screen, because I want to get straight to the juice. And basically that is a few things that I want you to have respect of when it comes to understanding what I mean. Is like, number one, usually what is not done properly in the industry, the industry. And again, let's start one step back and understand that if you are over 40 and if you can lose the weight, no matter what you try, chances are you are not in a position right now to lose weight, right? So you're probably in a position to understand here all these concepts over here and understand, based on your body composition, based on your stress, based on your lifestyle, based on the fact that your body will sometimes not sleep well, not have energy, not have the right, hunger feedback. You're going to be in a position that if you are trying to pursue weight loss at the moment, you cannot do that, right? That was the same position like assistant coach Jennifer, when she came in, was that she was doing too much cardio. She was stressing her body a lot, whether she realized it or not. And then she was eating less. And for a very long time, her metabolism didn't collaborate, right? And she was stuck in a plateau. So if you're stuck in a plateau, chances are like you are here. And the video of today is not really going to give you, not going to be very useful until you don't fix that. But if you are here, right, and if you are in a position to work on body recomposition and weight loss, right? First and foremost, you have to understand that losing weight doesn't equal losing fat. Okay, so you need to have respect for how are you going to be able to get that done, right? And if you don't know the difference between the two, I want you to comment down below weight, and I'm going to basically tag you in another video that I made, very specific about how to differentiate weight loss from fat loss. And I know that 99% of the people here want fat loss and not weight loss. Therefore, if you have to get clear on that, I would love you to comment down below weight. The other thing is that if you are in a phase 2, which is like if your body is ready to lose weight, then it's a mathematical equation. We know that if you're over 25% body fat, right, then you want to be losing probably 2 to 5% weights weekly or monthly, right? Or if you're under that, and we're talking about single digit here, or maybe somebody like Cecilia, which is very lean, then you want to be losing 1% or maximum 2% of weight, because if you do that, you're losing much. If you're losing more than that, you're losing much more muscle, and obviously you're losing a lot of water. And as I also talked about yesterday, it's that when you lose water and you don't hydrate muscle, then the muscle mass is not solid as it should. It's not healthy, and then like you don't get to burn the fat, right? So how do you do that? How are you sure that you don't go too quickly, right? So here, like I said, you need to be, and this is what we do if we are in the program together, you need to, based on your own history, to be able to understand what does a quick or more slow weight loss look like, right? We know that the harder you go, the faster you're going to lose weight, but the likelihood to gain back the weight is higher, right? So we don't want really that, right? But if you're a person that can control your stimuli, your hunger and stuff, chances are you can probably go between 20 and 30% cut, right? So again, over here, we tend the maximum we really go is I want to say between 25 and 30%. More than that, it would be too aggressive for what I found with ladies over 40 with hormonal imbalance and so forth, okay? Because remember, dieting has to always be an intervention, has to be something that you do for 1, 2, 3 months, and then you go on a maintenance for a little bit, and then if you have more weight to lose, this is one thing you need to understand. If you have more weight to lose, you're not going to lose it right away. You might need, if you have 10, 20, or 30 kilos to lose, you might need, usually if you have more than 10 actually, you might need a few times to do that. So losing weight, maybe 10 kilo, maintain for a while, lose another 10 kilo, maintain for a while, then you're going to lose probably between 2 and 3. So it's a journey, right? It's not something you want to do quick. I want you to memorize right now something for me, because this is going to make sense when you need to look for our tool. 10 and 20% equal to a 1, 21 this equal to a 2, this the other one, the aggressive one here, equal to a 3, and then the extremely aggressive equal to a 4. From 1 to 5, from 1 to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So I wanted to memorize that, because now as we move into this, which is our tool, the weight loss predictor, which right now I'm going to share you what it is. And again, if you're here watching and you want this tool for free, it's something that if you are in our program already, you will get this inside how to track results, right? But if you're a person that you're not in the program, I still want that, I have no problem giving you the tool, because I truly believe that information only makes sense when you apply it, okay? So this is something that is going to be public knowledge here. Like I'm going to give it to you. When I give you this link to you, you need to go on here. You need to create a copy. It's going to say to you in English probably, or in your own language, create a copy. Do not use this one that I give you, because I will not give access, whether you're in or not in the program. Otherwise, we kind of like messing up the original, and we cannot do that. But when you do, this is how Google Docs work. You create a copy and you name it whatever you want, you'll be able to use it. So let's say you have 75 kilo right now, right? And you will need to go to 65, or let's actually, you need to go to 63. As you see here, based on the speed that we set, this thing over here shows you, right, what you need to do. And we'll try to make it, I don't know if we can make it bigger, but basically this is the speed number 3. So this equal to an aggressive, moderate aggressive cut. If you put 1, this equal to a less aggressive cut, and as you notice, as you put 4, actually 4. Okay, not understanding why it's not really changing here. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second, because I want to make a copy of this and see why it's not really showing what I wanted to show. Just give me a second. Where is it? Okay, so let's make another copy here. And let's make sure that this thing is actually doing what I want to do. Okay, so 62, let's say. Okay, at 3. Yeah. Enter goal weight. Starting weight 65. Enter goal weight 60. I don't know, 61. There you are. Okay, fantastic. Now it's working. Okay. All right. So going back, share the screen. Okay. So as you can see here, one more time, you have to populate what it says blue cells, and you start with a, say, 66, right? And then as you see here, number 1, right, which it would be slow, in a half a year you would have lost 5 kilos. If you want to go a little bit faster, you go on a 3. That means probably between maybe 3 to 5, maybe 4 and 600 calorie deficit, right? 1 probably means between 200, 350, right? And as you see here, the slower you go, I mean, the faster you go, the more aggressive, you know, is going to basically populate obviously different. And basically this is what you're looking at, right? Half a year, if you go very aggressive, half a year you already got to your goal. In fact, you got less than your goal, right? But then the question is, how are you going to be able to maintain it? And the second page here shows you instead what you have to populate on a daily basis. Based on what you put, average of the 7 days, it was going to give you an average of the weight. And then based on what you put here, let's say you are here 64, 74, and then you are here, you know, 73. So now you see how an average of your weight loss, but you can also go on track and measure and say, according to what the predictor says, and according to what I'm getting over here, am I on track? Because obviously, if you are very close to what the calculator said, chances are you're doing very good, right? You're actually doing very good. If instead you are doing something completely different, that the predictor said in 3 months you should have already be around, let's say 74, and you're still 76, maybe instead of 77, chances are something is not really working on the strategy or the metabolism. The strategy is simple. How do we do the strategy? We usually do in the following. It's like, number 1, we utilize the individual need for 20 to 30% of the time, which is basically means that individual needs means that if you have a thyroid issue, chances are we look at autoimmune disease, chances are we also look at elimination diet. Or something of that nature. If you are insulin resistant, chances are we look at a threshold of carb, we look at mixed meals, we look at the timing of the meals, and so forth. If you are just a person that are intolerant to something, then we just basically try to reduce or completely take away and probably see the gut health, how does it work, your feedback. Every time you are in an intervention like a nutrition restriction, which of course you must by nature in order to achieve results, then you just basically, by nature, you will have some feedback, meaning like you would have hunger feedback, cravings feedback, more energy, less energy. You're going to feel more awake in the night, you're going to feel less awake in the night. And that tells us like how your body is reacting to the stressor, and how your cortisol curve is, which usually will generate the sleep, and the sleep will dictate whether or not you're going to be able to adhere to a diet. This is 20%. 20-30%. And this is basically what we do together. Also, what we do together, which is very underutilized and underlooked, is basically the other 70%, which is basically logistics, personal preferences, environment, and basically adherence, consistency. How do we stay consistent? And how do we stay consistent? It's like, obviously, if you have somebody very busy and you work, 60 hours a week, more than full time or whatever the case is, and you only have a couple of times to work out and so forth, we need to create very, very much of a advantageous meal plan or pre-meal plan, or something that you can. We're not going to give you a recipe that you can that you cannot cook, right? The other thing is that you want, like, instead, if the opposite, you have, let's say you're very busy during the day, but in the night you like to cook, then in the night you probably can make some good healthy recipe according to what you want, which you can take time and cook, which you make the food almost like a ritual that you want to be using, right? That's a very important principle about the ritual, because a lot of people tend not to pay attention to that. And again, this is quite personalized and needs to be. The logistic is one, the personal preference is one, and of course the environmental and social support. If you're a person that likes to go out on the weekend and you like to have your pizza, whatever the case is, chances are you need to factor that into your week. Therefore, you might have a more aggressive cut in the week and then a more moderate cut during the weekend. And of course, that means, like, if you're not going to undo everything you do in the week, if you try to create a 3,000 calorie deficit in order for you to see a couple of pounds or a kilo weight loss per week, and then you vanificate that when you go out on the weekend, you have a pizza and drinks which oversees 3,000 calorie, chances are you're no longer in a deficit. Therefore, maybe an aggressive cut is better. And all this is quite important for us to to choose the strategy, but also for you to understand your rate of weight loss. Because most of the time people fail for psychological reasons is because they are not able to predictably understand how long this is going to take and how to track if they're on the right speed. Meaning, like, according to what the predictor says, are you on track on your pathways? And this is quite important. I made this one because I think like this will be a video you will see a lot, not only on emails, on different places, but you will ask, this will be pinned on top, because I believe that one of the biggest problems that people has is not being able to understand how long something is going to take, and therefore they quit before they can actually get to the results, which is quite important to understand. And of course, I also wanted to make this because as I put the quiz initially in the week, I just saw that there was a lot of interest around it. People really seems to not be clear on what's going to take, but the answer is like not how long, what the weight loss rate should be, which of course is 1 to 5%, but what is the right rate for you and how do you optimize getting there? Because again, we can give you a strategy, you're going to do it, and then based on the feedback, you have to optimize. And this is quite important. Hopefully this was helpful. Talk to you soon. Have an amazing weekend. And of course, if you need me or my coaches, message me.